They say respect is earned, not given, but what happens when it's taken away from someone who's given everything for their country? An elderly black veteran, a true hero, found himself at the center of a storm after being treated with shocking disrespect by local police. His quiet dignity in the face of their behavior left witnesses outraged, and the entire community demanding answers. What started as an ordinary day took an unbelievable turn when footage of the incident surfaced, sparking national attention and a call for justice. Just a week later, those responsible faced public consequences they never saw coming. Fired in disgrace and exposed for their actions, their story serves as a reminder of what can happen when ordinary people stand up for what's right. Stay tuned to uncover what led to this explosive fallout and how one man's strength changed everything. The story begins on a quiet afternoon when the elderly veteran, known for his years of dedicated service, was simply running an errand in his neighborhood. Witnesses say he was calm and respectful, as always. But then, out of nowhere, an encounter with local police escalated unnecessarily. What should have been a routine interaction became something far worse. The officers involved reportedly used harsh words and intimidation tactics that shocked bystanders. No one could understand why a man of such obvious humility and stature would be treated this way. The tension grew as people began recording the incident, their outrage evident. As the footage spread like wildfire online, the public quickly learned who this man truly was, a symbol of honor and perseverance. But even as support for him poured in, the question remained: what would it take to hold these officers accountable? As the video gained traction online, the outrage became impossible to ignore. Comments flooded in, with people demanding justice for the veteran and accountability for the officers involved. Locals began sharing their own stories, painting a picture of a police department with a history of overstepping boundaries. The tension between the community and law enforcement had been simmering for years, and now it was boiling over. The veteran, who rarely spoke about his service or sought recognition, became an unexpected symbol of resilience. Friends and neighbors rallied around him, organizing peaceful protests and community meetings. They weren't just standing up for him, they were standing up for everyone who had ever felt powerless. Meanwhile, whispers of an internal investigation within the police department began to circulate. The officers, who initially dismissed the situation, suddenly found themselves at the center of a firestorm they couldn't control. But what would be revealed next shocked everyone even more. As pressure mounted, the police department could no longer avoid addressing the incident. The community's voices grew louder, amplified by the overwhelming online support. News outlets picked up the story, broadcasting the footage and highlighting the veteran's honorable past. He wasn't just another face in the crowd anymore. He was a symbol of everything the community was fighting for. Behind the scenes, things were unraveling quickly for the officers involved. Details about their previous conduct began to surface, exposing a troubling pattern of behavior. It wasn't just about this one incident anymore. It became a larger fight against a system that seemed to enable such actions. Tensions peaked when the department announced a press conference. Crowds gathered, waiting to hear what would happen next. The community held its breath as questions swirled. Would there finally be accountability, or would this become another story of injustice swept aside? Just as the community thought they knew where the story was heading, an unexpected revelation flipped everything on its head. During the press conference, a whistleblower, an officer from within the same department, stepped forward. In a shaky voice, they exposed a series of internal emails showing that complaints against the officers involved had been ignored for years. The department had known about their misconduct, but chose to look the other way. The crowd erupted, their anger mixing with disbelief. This wasn't just about the disrespect shown to one man. It was a system-wide failure that had been allowed to fester. The veteran, standing quietly in the audience, became visibly emotional as the gravity of what he endured came into sharper focus. The second twist ignited a new wave of outrage, turning the issue into a national headline. But with tensions at an all-time high, everyone wondered, what would come next? In the weeks that followed, the veteran's story became a symbol of resilience and community strength. Neighbors continued to stand by him, sharing meals, checking in, and ensuring he knew he wasn't alone. National advocacy groups reached out to help, promising to push for deeper reforms in law enforcement accountability. The veteran, always humble, expressed his gratitude but insisted the fight wasn't just about him. It was about ensuring dignity and respect for everyone, no matter their background. The town began hosting public forums, allowing residents to voice their concerns directly to leadership. As for the officers, their dismissal sent a clear message. Disrespect and abuse of power wouldn't be tolerated. The veterans' quiet bravery and the community's collective stand reminded everyone that speaking up could spark meaningful change. His story became a testament to the strength found in unity and the enduring power of justice.